Hi, guys. So I noticed that a lot of people try to use shaming tactics on me, like I give a fuck about that. I don't care about the shaming tactics men use because I am not male centered. The shaming tactics might work on most women because they are male centered. And that's funny how that works because women are male centered, but men are not women centered. Even if they get no pussy, they still are not centering women because they put their needs above women. So men can put their needs above women, and that's not a problem, right? Men can do whatever they want out here and still get women, even if they broke. Because, like I said, they aren't women centered. Their whole world doesn't revolve around women. They do their own thing and mind their business. That's why they are able to attract. If a male centered lady is not in a relationship, it's the end of the world. And she envies people who have a mate. If a man who doesn't center women isn't in a relationship, he doesn't care. And somehow he still gets women to chase after him. Like, shaming tactics don't work on men. You know how women be like, oh, real men do this and real men do that. I never in my life heard a man say, yeah, I do that because I'm a real man. No, men never allow women's shaming tactics to dictate their lives. They don't let women dictate their manhood. So why should I let shaming tactics work on me? So my definition of being male centered means that a woman's self worth and choices revolve around how men see her, what men want, and whether men approve of her. This mindset becomes detrimental because it trains her to prioritize male approval over her own well being. This mindset can become detrimental because it turns other women into competition. When male attention becomes the prize, envy and comparison grow naturally, pushing women to resent each other. So when her identity is shaped by how men respond to her, she can start to envy other women who seem to attract the attention or validation she depends on, creating quiet competition, right? And I'm talking about being male centered because it can become dangerous and drive women to act irrational. Like, an example of what I'm talking about is, and I really don't want to bring this situation up because at this point it's being dragged out, like, but it's a good example. An example of what I'm talking about is the Meg and Tori situation. Like, when Tori was showing attention to Kylie, Meg started to change up her attitude and low key disrespect Kylie in her own house. That's the type of male centered BS I'm talking about. Like, you're so male centered that you care so much about the attention a man that's not even dating you is giving out. She did that to a woman, and now another woman is being male centered and doing it to her. Not saying it's right, I'm just saying look at how her actions are being mirrored back to her, and she seems not to like it. So clearly, being male centered isn't right. And most people will agree with me on that. This is why I'm not male centered because what I look like hating on the next girl because my whole identity and feelings is built off of if a man is giving me attention or not. That's silly and it's weird. That's why I don't see anything wrong with what I'm saying because I'm not male centered and just pursue men who are better than me. What's wrong with a lady wanting a man that's better than her? If I was dating a bum who'll do anything I'll say, I'll get dragged. If I want to date someone better than me, I'll get dragged. So what you think I'm going to do? Go with the dusty bum? No. I prefer men that are better than me. They can teach me stuff, protect me if something happens. If a man can't manifest what he wants in his own reality, what the fuck can that man teach me? I'm not saying he doesn't have any wisdom because that comes with age, right? But if you can't even get your own life together, what the fuck can you do for me? And another point I want to touch on about male centered women is how some women think just because a man wants to give them some sort of attention and fuck them, that that's some sort of flex. That's not a flex. It just means you have a vagina like every other girl. Like when men on here try to shoot their shot, it's easy for me to just ignore them because I know they don't like me like that. They just like my body. And if some of you male centered women understood that, you wouldn't be envious of the next female who gets men to show her attention because that attention isn't real attraction. It's just lust. And that's nothing to be envious over. That's why I don't fuck with men that just give me attention. They don't really fuck with me like that. They're not going to cuff me. They're not going to lock me down. They're not going to be in a serious relationship with me. It's y'all dummy bitches that open y'all pussies to these niggas and get nothing in return, not even a relationship. And then you envy the woman who gets what she wants because you're gullible and male centered and don't know when to keep your legs closed. You fuck anything that says you're cute and boost your ego, and you really believe that these men value you just because they give you attention when they don't. So, what's the point of being male centered when half of them that approach are not serious? Like, this is why I can't be male centered. I think men are weird. Like, when they don't get pussy, they turn into weirdos. And I honestly believe if women did not have a vagina, men would want nothing to do with us. They fuck with us because we have pussies and they're sexual creatures. Think about it. What do men do in their free time? Hang out with other men or watch sports that men are playing. I'm like to my ex, put on Caitlin Clark. I want to see what she do. He's like, oh no, we don't watch that over here. What? You don't watch women play sports, but you watch other men run up and down and watch college basketball with 18 and 19-year-olds? That's not weird to y'all? You see, I don't like sports. It makes no sense to me. I'm watching this game one time and I'm seeing there's like 30 seconds left in the game and the losing team is still trying to shoot the ball. I'm like, the game is over. They lost. Why are they still trying to shoot? My ex was like, oh no, they do that because it will count in their stats. You mean to tell me there's stats too? You mean to tell me people follow these men's stats? I thought being on the team was enough. Now you need to have good stats and y'all men follow it? Y'all be like, oh, I wonder how many times this man shoots the ball. Like, that's not weird to y'all? And it's like all men like sports. I never met a man who doesn't watch sports. Men are ridiculous sometimes. I'm just being real with y'all. I can't be fake to you guys. It's not in my nature. I can easily get on here and talk down on women and agree with what men are saying. But what I look like coming on here and talking about myself, that's fake. I can get on here and say that some of the stuff that women do is transactional, even though that's technically a lie. Like, why do y'all claim that women are transactional when they don't have to give up anything in return at the end of the day? This is why I promote dating older men because they're not looking for sex. They just looking for someone to hang out with. They can barely get it up. If he's still getting it up, he's not old enough. Older men did all those sexual things when they were younger, and now he's ran through and out of that phase. Get a man who's out of that, oh, I just want to fuck phase. There's plenty of older men out here looking for someone who can just keep them company and they spending money. But y'all gonna keep sleeping on older men. Y'all do that and keep getting the man with a high sex drive who's going to fuck all different types of bitches all the time. You know, I'm good on that. I prefer the older crowd, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, am I supposed to choose a lifestyle that doesn't bring me the most happiness? For what? Just because it's not politically correct? No, F that. Men choose lifestyles that bring them the most happiness. They fucking this bitch, that bitch, making this bitch wait, but I can't do what makes me happy? Okay, got it. Women aren't allowed to be in a situation that makes them happy. They have to go 50-50 with men and live a life of stress. Don't y'all be saying that when women have to work hard, they be coming home mad and yelling that the lights are on? Why do you think that is? Because women aren't built to be leading and taking care of households. It's not in their nature. I see it all the time. Anytime a woman has to take care of most of the household duties financially, she becomes angry quick. She has a nasty attitude, and she hates on women that are resting in their femininity. If if it wasn't in a woman's nature to rest in her femininity, she wouldn't hate on the next girl that is. And at the end of the day, men know they have to pay. They just don't want to feel like money is all a woman wants. You know what I mean? Like, take for example these conversations about first dates. I thought a first date was to get to know someone because that's what a lot of guys say. Because when women say, oh, they want extravagant, expensive first dates, the men are like, oh, well, a first date is just to get to know someone. It shouldn't cost $200. But when a girl goes on a first date and doesn't give it up on the first date, it's, oh, girls just want men to spend money on them without them giving anything up. So which one is it? Are first dates for getting to know each other or what? Because now I'm confused. And then sometimes men don't want to pay for the date because the girl is now going home with him. So you know you have to spend money to get a girl, because if you didn't, you wouldn't want to spend money on a date. But because they feel used, they don't want to pay. Child, it's a scary world we live in. Men talk down on hoeing, but want the girl to give it up on the first date. Don't even know if the woman is clean or not. Men are weird, I tell you. Date older men, ladies. You wouldn't have to go through all that nonsense. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. To be male centered is to live in a constant loop of seeking approval, letting men's opinions shape a woman's sense of identity, and often at the expense of her own happiness and relationships with other women. A male centered mindset keeps a woman looking outward for validation, teaching her to value herself based on how men perceive her rather than on her own terms. And I guess sometimes men and women do things for the validation of the other sex, but when it gets to a point where validation from men becomes the main measure of a woman's value, it creates envy and unnecessary competition with other women. That's the stuff that rubs me the wrong way. I think empowerment should come from inward, not from the validation of other men. All right, guys, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from. Bye, guys.